Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Jaya Radha Rasi Hari Radha Rasi Hari Radhe. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jai Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivrajagacharya Satrasata Srimad Bhakti-Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Namachari Haridas Thakur ki Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shyam Kund Radha Kund Giri Govardhan ki Vrindavan Dham ki Mathura Dham ki Mayapur Navadvip Dham ki पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की गंगामय की यमुनामय की तुलसी महारानी की श्रीला प्रभुपाद ट्रांसेंडेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन प्रोग्राम की श्री श्री राधा रास बिहारी ललिता विशाखा की श्री श्री गौर निताय की श्रीला प्रभुपाद की गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। हरे कृष्णा। Some youngsters can sit down. First time? Up first time? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Sarasatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 2, text number 20. 2. Show it to them, huh? You are also first time? Share it with her. सुशील प्रोजेक्टर अरेंज करेगा पूरा श्लोक वगैरह? हाँ अच्छा रहेगा। हाँ एवं प्रसन्न-मनसो भगवद्-भक्ति-योगतः भगवत्-तत्त्व-विज्ञानम् मुक्ता-साङ्गस्य जायते। एवं प्रसन्न-मनसो भगवद्-भक्ति-योगतः भगवत्-तत्त्व-विज्ञानम् मुक्ता-साङ्गस्य जायते। एवं प्रसन्न-मनसो भगवद्-भक्ति-योगतः भगवत्-तत्त्व-विज्ञानम् मुक्ता-साङ्गस्य जायते। बोलिए।
एवं प्रसन्न-मनसो भगवद्-भक्ति-योगतः मुक्ता-साङ्गस्य जायते।
एवं प्रसन्न-मनसो भगवद्-भक्ति-योगतः भगवत्-तत्त्व-विज्ञानम् मुक्ता-साङ्गस्य जायते। एवं प्रसन्न-मनसो भगवद्-भक्ति-योगतः भगवत्-तत्त्व-विज्ञानम् मुक्ता-साङ्गस्य जायते। एवं प्रसन्न-मनसो भगवद्-भक्ति-योगतः भगवत्-तत्त्व-विज्ञानम् मुक्ता-साङ्गस्य जायते।
माताजी Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Thus established in the mode of unalloyed goodness, the man whose mind has been enlivened by contact with devotional service to the Lord gains positive scientific knowledge of the Personality of Godhead in the stage of liberation from all material association. Purport. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is said that out of many thousands of ordinary men, one fortunate man endeavors for perfection in life. Mostly men are conducted by the modes of passion and ignorance, and thus they are engaged always in lust, desire, hankerings, ignorance and sleep. Out of many such man-like animals, there is actually a man who knows the responsibility of human life and thus tries to make life perfect by following the prescribed duties. And out of many thousands of such persons who have thus attained success in human life, one may know scientifically about the Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. In the same Bhagavad Gita, it is also said that scientific knowledge of Sri Krishna is understood only by the process of devotional service. The very same thing is confirmed here in the above words. No ordinary man, or even one who has attained success in human life, can know scientifically or perfectly the Personality of Godhead. Perfection of human life is attained when one can understand that he is not the product of matter, but is in fact spirit. And as soon as one understands that he has nothing to do with matter, he at once ceases his material hankerings and becomes enlivened as a spiritual being. This attainment of success is possible when one is above the modes of passion and ignorance, or in other words, when one is actually a Brahmana by qualification. A Brahmana is a symbol of Sattvaguna, or the mode of goodness, and others who are not in the mode of goodness are either Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, Sudras or less than Sudras. The Brahminical stage is the highest stage of human life, because of its good qualities. So one cannot be a devotee unless one at least qualifies as a Brahmana. The devotee is already a Brahmana by action, but that is not the end of it. As referred to above, such a Brahmana has to become a Vaishnava, in fact, to be actually in the transcendental stage. A pure Vaishnava is a liberated soul and is transcendental even to the position of a Brahmana. In the material stage, even a Brahmana is also like conditioned soul, because although in the Brahminical stage, the conception of Brahman or transcendence is realized, scientific knowledge of the Supreme Lord is lacking. One has to surpass the Brahminical stage and reach the Vasudeva stage to understand the personality of Godhead Krishna. The science of the personality of Godhead is the subject matter for study by the postgraduate students in the spiritual line. Foolish men or men with poor fund of knowledge do not understand the Supreme Lord, and they interpret Krishna according to their respective whims. The fact is, however, that one cannot understand the science of the personality of Godhead unless one is freed from the contamination of the material modes, even up to the stage of a Brahmana. When the qualified Brahmana factually becomes a Vaishnava, in the enlivened state of liberation, he can know what is actually the personality of Godhead. Om Jnanatimirindasya Jnananjanasalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurani Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalptarobhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaurabhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna. Anybody remembers last to last class? What are the 6 stages of Anishta Bhakti? Who can? 6 stages of Anishta Bhakti. Anybody remembers? Utsahamai. Mic though, mic, sound. Mic.
Hare Krishna. Samai Anatharana Vishay Yud Vikalpa Vishay Sangha Niyama Kshama and Tarandaranda.
किसी को याद नहीं है? What are the 5 things, anarthas? Laya, Vikshepa, okay. Okay. There are some newcomers here. How many first time? How you came to know? You saw the board? Huh? That board you saw? Hey, I don't bring water bottles. I have. Anyway, keep it. Somebody brings, nowadays. So you brought them? So we are actually studying systematic study of Bhagavatam. You can. It's very simple. You don't miss out anything. You can learn. Every class is a episode itself. So we are actually studying. How many of you want to see God? You are interested to see God? Huh? Huh? See, sometimes they may say, we are already seeing God. Once one hippie got up and asked, can you see God? Prabhupada, he was asking Prabhupada. You just sit down, you are obstructing my view. Like that. So, all those who are interested to see God, in person, right? Just like, how many of you have studied science? Which class? 7th. Have you heard about electron, proton, neutron? Did you see them? Huh? How many of you have seen electron, proton, neutron? Huh? Huh? But do you believe? Huh? Do you believe they are there? They are there, right? Even more smaller particles are there, xeton or what nowadays, right? All these computers and all, it's a science that made based on that. But somebody has seen them, right? Who saw electron, proton, neutron? आप लोग साइंस में भी वीक है, भागवतम में भी वीक है. Niels Bohr, right? Niels Bohr. He proposed, right? Yeah. Niels Bohr is the one who said electron. Then there are this. First, who said atoms are the smallest particle? Huh? Newton. Newton is mechanics, Newton's laws of motion. Huh? Arey Baba, you are very backward. Einstein, he proposed relativity theory, very advanced. He actually decimated Newton's mechanics. He defeated. After Einstein came, Newton mechanics became irrelevant. He proposed, quantum mechanics. Quantum mechanics started, right? Like that. So, anyway, see, they are all very great scientists. We should regard them. We have high regard. Because of them only we are, all this progress is made, and then we are living very comfortable. Just like Prabhupada took 3 months to go to America, but we go in 10 hours, right? Dalton. Atomic theory, right? Later on it was defeated. So, they have actually created some atoms, some apparatus where they can see, right? Microscopes and all that, right? They can see, right? With the help of a microscope, you can see all these microbes and all that, where we cannot, usually with our naked eyes, we cannot see. Like that. Because they are very subtle, right? How many of you have mind? Yeah, everybody has a mind. Can you show your mind? Can you? That means you don't have mind, right? But we all keep on saying, my mind is disturbed, my mind is disturbed, right? Right. So whatever, everything we cannot see with our naked eyes, you must know that. In the same way, to see God, those people who have seen God, they have developed a process, right? Nobody can. It's a arrogance, nobody has seen God. No, Prabhupada said, I am seeing God every moment, right? So this is the process, right? They have a AK-47, right? AK-47. So for us, we need a HK-108. HK-108? Right? They have AK-47, we have HK-108. Right? So these 5 verses, they teach us how to see God. Right? Shrunatam swakata Krishna, punya shravana kirtanaha, hridyantasto hi abhadrani, vidnoti suhritsatam. There is a very famous institute, CERN, in Switzerland. They have a budget of billions of dollars, where they make very, very expensive experiments to explore the universe, to unveil the secrets of the universe. They have claimed that they have God particle and all. So for that experiment, they spent billions of dollars, all taxpayers' money. Everybody is not allowed to enter the. Suppose if you say that I want to see God particle, everybody we will not be allowed, right? Prabhupada said, everything cannot be seen, right? Sometimes higher authorities, they give the knowledge, we have to accept, right? All these God particle, this and that. Ordinary people, we don't have access to like that. So we will not be allowed inside the CERN or all these NASA and like that inside. So you need qualification, right? You have to be PhD in quantum physics or all that, like that, right? So for that you have to study like that. The first verse gives you qualification. Shrunatam swakata Krishna, punyashravana kirtanaha, hridyantasto hi abhadrani, vidnoti suhritsatam. Abhadrani means sinful tendencies. Abhadrani, sinful tendencies. So as long as our heart is full of contamination, we cannot see God. So all these guys, they challenge, have you seen God? Can you show me God? Right? You are not qualified to see God yet, but you can see God, right? For that you need qualification, right? So what is that qualification? What is that qualification? Your heart has to be purified of sinful tendencies. Right? Newcomers, are you with me? Are you with me? Mataji? Are you with me? Yeah. You are able to understand?
Yeah, I understand.
What I am saying?
Yes.
Right? I am explaining. Everybody says, I want to see God, I want to see God. Yes, you can see God provided you become qualified. So what is the first qualification? You must hear about Krishna so that your heart will become purified of the material contamination. Which are basically lust, greed and anger, all that stuff. So as long as we have layers of lust, anger, greed in our heart, we cannot see Krishna. Right? Why? Because Krishna is completely pure. In order to see Krishna, we have to completely become purified. Right? So, what are the causes for committing sins?
Ignorance. Desire.
Yeah. Where from they come? Because of whose presence? Very good. Passion and ignorance. Right? Many people, how many of you think that you are Brahmanas? Please raise your hands. How many of you think that you are Brahmanas? Right? Very. Omkar, you are a Brahman, right? Very good, very good. You are very intelligent. Right? Right? हमारा त्रिवेदी है त्रिवेदी लेकिन एक वेदा भी नहीं आता है उसको राइट त्रिवेदी चतुर्वेदी राइट द्विवेदी राइट सो दैट इज मीनिंग चतुर्वेदी मीन्स ही नोस ऑल फोर वेदास राइट आजकल द्विवेदी चतुर्वेदी दे ड्राइव रिक्शा or we have some security guards also, but they think that they are Brahmanas, right? Prabhupada defined very nicely in Bhagavatam that these foolish people, they think that this body is Brahmana. This body is not Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra, right? But Brahmanical, you have to be Brahmanical qualities. You have to attain Brahmanical qualities. Right? By birth, you don't become a Brahmana, but you have to become a Brahmana by qualities. Right? So, what is the first qualification of a Brahmana? We should remain in Sattva Guna. Right? Sattva Guna. Why? Because a Brahmana means sinless. Anagha. Right? Anagha? Anagha means sinless. Anagha. Like Krishna was sometimes is addressing Arjuna as Anagha. Right? Anagha. So many times we see, we address Anagha. Anagha means no, completely free from. So a person who is committing sins, he cannot be a Brahmana. Nowadays they have a problem. For doing this Shraddha and all that, you have to call some Brahmanas. Right? I don't know about Mumbai, but in Andhra we see, in the street corner, these Brahmanas, they are sitting and doing, janao. They make, janao and all that. Right? Oh, beach mein, ye bhi? Right? और बीड़ी भी फूकते हैं. Right? बीड़ी भी फूकते हैं. Right? So, no use actually feeding such Brahmanas. Because it is said that Krishna eats through the mouth of a Brahmana. Right? So simply जनों पहनने से ब्राह्मण नहीं बन जाता है. Or simply by birth नाम दुबे और चतुर्वेदी रखने से ब्राह्मण नहीं बने, शर्मा। उसको बुलाइए, आइए आइए, दे आर हेजिटेटिंग टू कम, बुलाओ। Right? We should become Brahmanas by. So Prabhupada said that the aim of ISKCON movement is to create Brahmanas. Right? इधर आइए, इधर आइए, कुर्सी है इधर। We are discussing how to see God, right? You want to see God? Yes. You want to meet? Prabhupada said, all the human beings, the goal of human beings, human life should be, at the end of the life, we should shake hands with Krishna. Okay? Prabhupada said, Brahmaji, when he did tapasya and all, he saw Krishna. Then Krishna, out of great affection, he shook hands. Right? So shaking hands is not a Western culture. You know, it is there in the or Vedic culture also. Krishna shook hands. Prabhupada said, you will also get a chance to shake hands with Krishna. Right? So for that, what you have, the method is very simple. Right? Prabhupada said, for attaining success in material life, you need qualification, PhD, and then you have to work very hard. Right? You have to work very hard. But in spiritual life, you don't need any material qualification. Even a elephant, Gajendra also got a chance to see Krishna. Right? What did he do? Right? So it is not, you don't need material qualification to see God. Right? So the process is, take a book of Bhagavatam and read. Right? Take a book of Bhagavatam and read every day. Nityam Bhagavat Seva. For Grihasthas and for sadhakas like us, the process is, we cannot, Nityam means not 24 hours. Every day. Prabhupada said, whatever is your capacity, you have capacity for chanting 4 rounds, you chant 4 rounds. But every day. Take a vow. Every day I will chant 4 rounds. Then you have capacity for reading 20 pages. Every day you should read 20 pages, 10 pages, 1 verse, whatever. Every day do it. What come what may. By doing that, you become qualified to see God, because all of us, we experience suffering. Right? Is there anybody in this world who doesn't suffer? Shivani? Is there anybody? Are you suffering? What kind of suffering we experience? Adi-daivika, Adhyatmika, and then Adi-bhautika. Right? Adhyatmika klesha means suffering due to the body and the mind. Adi-bhautika klesha means suffering due to the other living entities. Adi-daivika means suffering due to the natural calamities. Right? Nobody can be free from these threefold miseries. Right? Why? Because of presence of passion and ignorance. Because of rajogun and tamogun, we perform such activities which increase our lust and greed and anger. Because of which we commit sinful activities, and as a reaction to our sinful activities, we get suffering. Right? We get suffering. So that is why we have to become free from rajogun and tamogun. How do we do that? By regularly hearing about Krishna. Right? Like that. Prabhupada said that unless somebody asked Prabhupada what it means to be on highest level of consciousness. What did Prabhupada reply? To become fearless. Right? All of us, we are fearful. Fearful of what? Fearful of what? Yeah, fearful of about future. Like that. So, unless somebody becomes free from fearfulness, one cannot be joyful. Right? We have to be joyful. Unless somebody is joyful, we cannot perform devotion service. Is it clear? Right? We have to first become free from fearfulness. Right? The symptoms of fearfulness we exhibit in many ways, feeling insecurity, so many ways, by accumulating money, sometimes out of insecurity, out of fearfulness, we kill people, people kill other people. Like that, we have a lot of our whole existence is characterized by fearfulness. Always fearful, always. Right? So how to become fearful, free from fear? This fear we get this fear because I am identifying myself with the body. And the body is subjected to changes all the time. So we are afraid. There is one, what is her, I can't spell her, Brigadier Bardot, yeah? That French film actress. Brigitte Bardot. She is a very, very beautiful woman. One day she was decorating herself, then she saw a strand of white hair. Right? Then she became so fearful of old age. She went into depression. One strand of white hair. आजकल तो हमको 15-20 साल के अंदर ही सब बाल पक जाता है, right? Right. So white hair, I have seen some old people. They are so afraid of death, You should not utter the word death in front of them. They are so fearful. मेरे को तो डर ही नहीं. I don't. Right? I am so convinced. Second chapter Bhagavad Gita, I know, inside out. What is there? I will get a new body. What is there to be fearful? How to become fearless is when you see Krishna everywhere, you will become in Sanatana Dharma. You can note down only 3 principles. There is creator and there is creation. That is number 1 principle. Creator is in creation. number 2. And number 3, creator is creation. बोलो, समझ में आया? Number 1 is there is creator and creation. Number 2, creator is in creation. Number 3, creator is. These are the Sanatana Dharma principles. When you understand this, you will become fearless, because Krishna is the supreme controller. Without his sanction, nothing happens. Right? Nothing happens. And who is Krishna? Krishna is. One more quality of Krishna is? No. Very good, very good. कौन बोला? Very good. Krishna is. Suhrit means a friend of yours who is thinking about your welfare. So, Krishna is supreme controller, and Krishna is your dearmost friend. So, do you think Krishna will let anything happen to you inauspicious? That is why should we be fearful? Is it clear? Why we should be fearful? Right? So, if you see Krishna everywhere, evaṁ prasanna-manaso, bhagavat-bhakti-yogataḥ, bhagavat-tattva-vijñānaṁ, mukta-saṅgasya jāyate. So when you become joyful by becoming free from mode of passion and ignorance, when you come to mode of goodness, you become joyful. When you become joyful, you can practice Krishna consciousness very nicely. When you practice Krishna consciousness very nicely, right, you will get vijñānaṁ. Right? You will get. What is vijñānaṁ? All of you can say this. Aham shariram asmi. That is ajñānaṁ. Right? That is ajñānaṁ. Aham brahma asmi. That is jnanam. Aham Krishna dasosmi. That is vijñānaṁ. Right? How many can repeat? Raise your hands. Raise your hand, then one person reply. Take the mic. Who is saying? Mandar.
Hare Krishna. Aham sharirasmi, aham brahmasmi, and aham Krishna dasmi.
Aham sharirasmi, where? What?
First is Agyan,
Huh?
and then Jnana and Vijnana.
Once one Mayavadi sannyasi met a small boy. He saw that small boy, then he taught him, every day you chant Soham Soham. Right? Soham Soham. All this. Once Radha Govind Maharaj was giving lecture in one rich man's house. Then one fellow, he keeps on, when Maharaj was giving lecture, he kept on saying, Soham, Soham, Soham. Then Radha Govind Maharaj became very angry. Remove this God from this place. Soham, Soham. Right? So, Sa Aham means Soham means I am that, I am that. Soham, Soham. So he was chanting Soham, Soham. And then after some time, one Vaishnava sannyasi met him. He asked him, what are you doing? What are you chanting? He said, I am chanting Soham, Soham, Soham. Then he said, you add one Da. Then he started chanting Dasoham, Dasoham. Right? Dasoham, Dasoham. And then after some time this Mayavadi sannyasi met again. He said, what are you chanting nowadays? He said, I am chanting Dasoham, Dasoham. So he said, you add one Sa. Sa. Then he said, he started chanting Sadasoham, Sadasoham. Sadasoham, Sadasoham. Then again after some time this Vaishnava sannyasi met him. What are you doing now? He said, I am chanting Sadasoham, Sadasoham. Then he said, again add one more Da. Dasa Dasoham. Right? So Dasa Dasoham, like that. So that is Vijñāna. Vijñāna means to understand that I am servant of Krishna. Because Stavara janga mein deke na deke tar right? So sarvatra spruha hai, like it is said that a person who is in Vijñāna, he doesn't see moving and non-moving entities. But he sees the person who has created both of them. So that is called Vijñāna, where you see Krishna everywhere. From the previously mentioned method, one develops a satisfied mind. From performing bhakti yoga, in which one is detached from all desires, mukta-saṅgasya, one develops realization of the Lord internally or externally without having to meditate. So this is a comment by Jiva Goswami from Bhakti Sandarbha. So mukta-saṅgasya means आइए mukta-saṅgasya means right? Mukta-saṅgasya means becoming free from the association of the modes of nature. Right? Many times I mentioned, right? What are the three tyagas? Kartrutva tyaga, Sangha tyaga, Phala tyaga. That is why, a great devotee, a great acharya, he gave a very superior meaning of patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhakti upahritam ashnami prayatatmanaha. Somebody offers with me with love a leaf, patram, a flower, pushpam, phalam, fruit, and then toyam, water. So what is the real meaning he is saying? Patram means your anjali. If you do anjali, it looks like a leaf. Right? Every day you should come in front of the deity and offer anjali. Right? That is patram. Pushpam, our heart is compared to a lotus flower. So give your heart to the Lord. Patram, pushpam, phalam. The phalam means the fruits of your activities. Phalam. Toyam means when you read Bhagavatam, tears should come. You offer those tears. Or when you chant Hare Krishna, tears should come. You offer those tears to Krishna. So Patram Pushpam, that is the real offering of Patram Pushpam phalam toyam. Right? Why we should only hear about Krishna, right? Right? Because Krishna is the only personality of Godhead who is free from all the three modes. Like, he is free from even mode of goodness also. He is completely in Shuddha Sattva. So even Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma, they are tinged with passion and ignorance, little bit. They are the controllers. But Krishna, he is above all the, like that. There is one very nice pastime, like it is mentioned that, in Kumbakonam, there is a very beautiful temple. There is one Rishi, Markandeya Rishi. He was doing tapasya and doing devotional service and all. So one day he saw one girl roaming around. Right? He said, okay, she has no one, so he adopted her. He considered her as his daughter. He thought that she is given by Prithvi, and then she is like Lakshmi Devi for her. That is why he named her as Bhuma. Bhuma means given by Bhudevi, and then Ma means Lakshmi. Bhuma. So he is always busy with doing devotional service and all. Then so she started cooking. Right? She started cooking. Nowadays cooking means anybody can become a cook. YouTube video chalao. Somebody. But actually, what is the symptom of a great cook? Symptom of a great cook is if you know how much salt you should put. Right? How much salt you should put. So, if sometimes salt is less, sometimes salt is more. One day, our Rajashri arranged some program in Borivali. We went, so we kirtan and all. And then they cooked, all that chana and all. I said, "Arey, acha hai, puri chana and all." Arey, kisi mein bhi salt nahi tha. Then I asked her, your Laddu Gopal has BP problem or what? किसी में भी सॉल्ट नहीं. नेक्स्ट ईयर में ये मेरे को डर गया था. मैं खा के मैंने सोचा थोड़ा उधर घर में जाके नहीं खाएंगे तो अच्छा नहीं लगेगा, इसलिए भूखे पेट गए थे हम. प्रभु जी अभी भूख लगी है, क्या कर रहे हैं? सबको नमक नहीं है, टीका मिर्ची नहीं है, एकदम पीका पीका एज इफ बीपी पेशेंट है. राइट? लाइक दैट. So next year we went खा के गया like that. So but she was struggling, she was not knowing how much salt to put. But just she is 5-6-year-old girl like that. So one day one old man came. Right? One old man came. He said, I am looking for a bride. I want to marry. Then Markandeya Rishi said, one leg in the grave, you want to marry now? Arey, what is your problem, a man can marry at any age, right? Like that. So he, so what do you want from me? Then he said, I heard that you have a beautiful daughter. Then he is in big trouble. I said, how can I give my daughter to this old man? Then he said, what is the use, See, wife means what, nowadays, why the marriage is breaking up? Because the wives, they don't cook. Right? How long, they will, order from Swiggy and Zomato, right? बाहर का खाना कितने दिन खाएगा? Right? वो पत्नी को वो माँ, the mother is training, that when you go to ससुराल, don't cook chapati round. Round chapati बनाएंगी, हर दिन तुमसे बनवाएंगे. right? इसलिए don't cook, chapati like that. They train, like that. So they that is why how long बाहर का खाना मंगवा के खाएगा, फिर क्या फायदा पत्नी को रख के, ठीक से खाना नहीं बनाएगी. So then they have no real attachment also, right? Otherwise, a man has a problem if somebody is not there to cook proper food at home. He has a problem, right? Anyway, so then he said, my daughter, she doesn't even know how to put, how much salt to put. Like that. Then he said, don't worry. What is your problem? I'll ask that girl if she wants to marry me. Like that. So he went and asked Bhuma. Right? Bhuma said, when that old man appeared to that girl, he looked very, very handsome and young, Navayavana. Then she immediately agreed. Yeah, I want to marry. Father was saying, Pagal hai kya? Why are you old? No, I will marry. Like that. Then he declared, that then he is actually Lord Narayana. There is a very beautiful temple in Kumbakonam, right? Uppilli Appan. Uppilli, Uppu in Tamil Nadu, even in Andhra, is salt. Ille means no. Appan means God. Uppilli Appan means one who doesn't eat salt. Right? So even now if you go to Uppilappan temple, you cannot eat anything because no salt is added. So he said, from now onwards, my wife doesn't know how much salt to be add. So that is why I will not eat any salt. That is why everything is offered without salt. Uppilappan. Yeah? So everybody started calling saltless God, saltless God. So Lakshmi Devi, that Bhuma did not like. Right? Then she changed. Oppelle Appan means the God who has no match. Yeah? The God who has no match. That is, Oppelle Appan. Like that. So, Lord Krishna, we should worship only Krishna because he is our dearmost friend, right? He is our dearmost friend, and he very, right? So, Ananya Cheta Satatam Yomam Smarati Nityasaha Tasyaham Sulabha Partha. Very easily we can get Krishna. We can get Krishna very easily. So, how easy? How easy to get him? Simply by, right? If you go and do tapasya, all these things, you will not get Krishna. But only thing that is required is you should have faith. Faith in the scriptures, and then every day you read Bhagavatam, then one day, again and again, you read Bhagavatam, one day Krishna will appear in front of you. Right? So at that time, Vidyate Hridaya Grandhi. Right? Next verse. Vidyate Hridaya Grandhis. Chidyante Sarva Samshaya. Kshiyante Chasya Karmani. Drishta Evatmanishvare. Right? So, there is false ego in our heart. That false ego, we are knotted through the false ego. That false ego is the knot. That knot binds the soul to the body. Because of false ego, I am thinking, I am this body. I am this body. So, when you keep on hearing about Krishna, when you keep on reading Bhagavatam, when you keep on discussing about Krishna and his qualities and his holy name and his pastimes and his Rupa and his wonderful form, then what will happen? One day that knot will be cut. Vidyate Hridaya Grandhi. Chidyante Sarva Samshaya. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Ajnaha ashraddhadhanasya samshayatma vinashyati. Nayam lokostinaparo na sukham samshayatmanaha. Right? Samshayatma. Who is a samshayatma? There are three kinds of people. Ajna, Ashraddha, and then Samshayatma. Three people. Ajna means he is like a donkey. He is simply working hard and he doesn't know any shastra or anything. Ajna. So most of the people are Ajna. You know, donkeys, working hard. They think, come to the temple, what about my family? What about my job? All this they keep on asking. Right? They are all simply donkeys. You know, mostly you see all the donkeys, you know, traveling every day, hanging. Kabhi kabhi gir jata hai. Right? Tracks mein gir jata hai. Come se come 25 people they died since every day. Local trains. So they are actually gadas, you know, working very hard. And then the railways also, they don't bother, you know. Tumko travel nahi karna hai to mat karo, you know. So they just pack, you know. Like when I came to Mumbai first, I was always having problem, you know, because I lived very luxuriously in Vizag, you know, very beautiful city, comfortable, like that. Then I would keep on leaving the train, next train, next train. Somebody said, "Sham tak aapka aise hi khada hona padega." What is how to enter, Baba? He said, you just don't have to enter, you know, you just stand there. They will push you. Like in West, you know, they announce, you know, next station is, next station is. But here, aisa kuch is, I was always, you know, wondering, you know, I always used to wonder, you know, when my station will come. You know, I was always confused because new time, But you know, these Bombayites, you know, they are actually great. They are meditators. You know, they just go and they sleep, you know. Right? As soon as their station comes, they get up and get down. Kaisa pata chalta hai malum nahi. You know, super soul indicates them. Right? Then he said, if you have to go, you know, Bandra means, you know, then somebody said, Vaitarini river will come. You will get bad smell. That means Bandra is coming. Right? Aisa kuch codes like that. Right? Prabhupada said, modern civilization, they made these people into donkeys. So that they made the life so hard that you don't have time to search for God. That is their plan. Modern people, demons. Right? They engage you so busy that you will not have time to search for God. Other day I was reading third canto, first part 1. Prabhupada said, first chapter, very beautiful. Prabhupada writes, even now there are so many people. You know, the road from Delhi to Mathura is so wonderful that even now they search for Krishna, you know, there in that road. They are hoping to find Krishna in that road. Prabhupada said, even though they may not find Krishna walking around on the road, that search itself is perfect. That is auspicious. They will get Krishna one day. Like that. Right? So, that is ajna. And then ashraddha means, this ajna has no Vedic scriptural knowledge. And this ashraddha, you know, he has knowledge of scriptures, but he has no faith in the process. He has already taken up the process, but he has no faith in the process. He doesn't take up, you know, seriously. You know, Samshayatma is the most unfortunate person, because he is the person, he has knowledge, then he is convinced, and then he has taken up the process, but he has a doubt whether I will become perfect by this process or not, and he gives it up in between. Prabhupada said, the Samshayatma is the most unfortunate person in the world. Because he has faith in the scripture, he has taken up the process, but he has given up. Samshayatma, whether Krishna is there or not, or this process works or not. Does anybody have that problem? That this process is working. Prabhuji, I am chanting for so long, but it looks like this process is not working. ऐसा कोई है बोलता है? नहीं ना? Hopefully, right? AC on करो ना. Become hot ना? AC on है? लोग ज्यादा हो गए ना इसलिए. शंकर को फोन करो. Count how many are there and then call Shankar and tell him. He ordered puffs. He ordered only 50, I think, more than 50. Samshayatma vinashyati. So, doubting, Prabhupada translates, a doubting soul has no happiness either in this world nor in the next world. So, by hearing about Krishna, first thing is, the knot of Hriday Grandhi, the knot in the heart is cut. And what happens? Next step is Chidyante Sarva Samshaya. All the doubts are destroyed. The next, Kshiyante Chasya Karmani. What is karma? Bolo AG, what is the definition of karma?
Any action that we do which create our next body.
Very good. Right? Yeah. So Krishna defined karma as Aksharam Brahma Paramam Svabhavo Adhyatma Uchyate Bhuta Bhavodbhava Karo Visargaha Karma Samyate. Right? Arjuna asked, what is Brahman? What is Adhyatma? What is Adi Deva? What is Adi Yajna? What is Karma? Like that, he asked some 7 questions. Right? Then Krishna replied, Aksharam Brahma Paramam Svabhavo Adhyatma Uchyate Bhuta Bhavodbhava Karo Visargaha Karma Samyataha. Prabhupada, so the activity which produces your next body is called karma. So we have to stop doing karma. But if you stop doing karma, how will you survive? Santosh? What is the solution?
Do all the work for Krishna.
Yeah. Yajñārtāt karmano anyatra lokoyam karma bandhana tadartham karma kaunteya mukta-saṅgasya samachara. Right? We should, whatever work we are doing, we should do work that will satisfy Krishna. Right? I and he. I and he. Mine and his. Right? I and he. When you are saying, I have done this, I have done this, I have done this, I have done this, you are a demon. Yakshe dasyami modisya. Krishna saying in 16th chapter Bhagavad-Gita that somebody who is saying, I have done this, I have done this, I have done this, that is a demonic quality. When you say, he has done through me, he made me work, then that is yajna. Bolo? I and he. When you keep on saying, I have done this, I have done this, yeah, demonic. But when you say, he made me work, then that is Yajna. When you say it is mine, it is mine, it is mine, huh? Karma, demonic. But when you say it is his, it is his, the result belongs to Krishna. That is yajna. This is how you have to become free from all the karmas. Is it clear, Mataji? Newcomers, are you with me? You are able to understand? Huh? Sure? I and he. So, then drishta evatman ishvare. Then when you see that you are not bound by all these things, then you see yourself as the master, right? Now we are all servants of our senses, but you should become the master of the, so when you see the self as the master, shariram yadavapnoti yachapi utkramati ishvaraha grihitvaitani samyati vayurgandhan vashaya. So we are the masters of our body, but now we have become servants. Is it clear, this, right? So first thing is, you hear about Krishna, then you keep on hearing, then all the anarthas, they get nullified, and then you are fixed in devotional service. Nashtapraya shabadreshu nityam bhagavat sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtiki. Then tada rajastamo bhava kamalobhada yaschaye chetayete ranaviddham stitam satve prasidati. So who is our greatest enemy? Huh? According to Krishna? Huh? Huh? Are you sure? Who is our greatest enemy? Huh? Who is your greatest enemy? Huh? What is Maya characterized by? Huh? What did Krishna say in Bhagavad Gita, 3rd chapter? Huh? Who is our greatest enemy? Lust. Right? Kama yesha, krodha yesha, rajoguna, samudbhavaha, mahashano, mahapapma, viddhyena, ihavairinu. What is the nature of lust? Avrutam jnanametena jnanina nityavairina. Kamarupena kaunteya dushpurena analena cha. Right? Who is our greatest enemy, Mataji? What is lust? What is lust? Lust is trying to lord it over the nature. To think that I am the Lord of all I serve. Everything I want to enjoy. Right? And basically the lust that is characterized by attraction for opposite sex. Right? Why there is so much lust in our heart? There is only one enemy, and that enemy only branches out into krodha, and then lobha, all that. The lust which is not satisfied is anger. The lust which is satisfied, it turns into lobha. Right? Into more and more. Like that. So, like that. So they are all, if there is lust, all these 5 brothers they will enter. Right? Why there is so much lust in our heart?
Mode of passion.
Huh?
Mode of passion.
Wrong association.
Right? Which is Krishna himself is saying, even for a jnani, it is very, very difficult. His knowledge is covered. Avritam jnanametena jnanina nityavairina. Even for a jnani, it is a nityavairina. It is the eternal enemy of even a jnani also. Why there is, right? Why there is so much lust? Because we have so much love for Krishna. That love is converted into lust. That is why it is very difficult. You cannot give up lust. Prabhupada says you have to. No, you have to postpone, right? Procrastination. If you feel lusty, you postpone. Tomorrow I will enjoy. That tomorrow should never come, right? अधर्म कार्य करने के लिए हमेशा पोस्टपोन करना चाहिए, right? Lust, right? So that is the Krishna prema is turned into lust. That is why very, very difficult to give it up. So again start loving Krishna. Then lust will be put into background. You put the lust in the background. It won't go. All of you know the story of Akbar and old man. How many of you know the story? Akbar and the old man. Birbal, old man, Akbar. Akbar once asked Birbal, do you think when the lust will go away? Birbal asked Akbar. Akbar said, old age it must go. Right? Old people there. Then Birbal said, no, it won't go till the time of death. Akbar said, अरे बुढ़ा आदमी को क्या लस्ट है? Say, okay, I will prove it one day. So Birbal said, okay. One day Birbal called Akbar. Said, come, I will show you how. Please bring your young daughter with you. Then he went. Then he said, see, there is inside the room, there is one old man in a dying state. In dying state. As soon as you enter, look at his eyes, what he is doing, where he is looking at. So Akbar entered along with his young daughter. Then he was looking at the dying old man. What the dying old man was doing? He was looking at daughter. Then he said, see, lust will be there till the, right? So, how do you recognize that you have become a Vaishnava? Right? We all put tilak and kantimala, right? But are we Vaishnavas? No. Maybe some of you. When you spit at the thought of sex life, when you reach that stage, Prabhupada said that day you are a Vaishnava. As long as we have sex desire, we cannot be called as Vaishnavas. Right? So, all this will happen by simply hearing Bhagavatam. Yeah?
You completed two kinds of people. What is the third kind of people? You spoke about Ajna and you spoke about Ashata.
Samshayatma. So you can be Ajna, you can be Ashraddha, but don't be a Samshayatma. Because very unfortunate situation. Your father? He didn't come? Here. Class is there? Next class is there?
I don't think so. Chakravarti Guruji was doing some puja.
Yeah. So, Krishna is known as Stava Priya. Means he likes to be celebrated. He likes to be celebrated. Or he likes to be praised. Right? He likes to be praised. Stava Priya. So, that is why in Bhagavatam there are so many prayers. Right? We should always keep offering prayers to the Lord. Right? As soon as you enter the temple, there should be some prayer on your tongue. Right? Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu, or Brahma Samhita prayer, Chintamani Prakar Satmashu, or Queen Kunti's prayers, Stava Priya. Then he wants to be. There is one very nice pastime. In Srirangam, there is a beautiful festival, Tirupavadai or something like that. So on that day, they offer quintals of, there is Kadamba Sadam, like Bhima Prabhu went for South India Yatra. He said, there is lemon rice, there is tamarind rice, there is bisibilla bath, there is curd rice, like that. Then there is more rice and there is more rice. I think there is a lecture, I think. Ask him, lecture is there. Yeah. So they have. Then on that day in Srirangam, nobody cooks. The pujaris and they serve to whole village. There's the huge quantity of kadam sadam they offer, like that. And then after they offer to the Lord, then they call Jiyar, Jiyar. Jiyar means Ramanujacharya. He is known Jiyar. So he comes and the first offering they give, and then Jiyar Swami eats, and then it is distributed. So one day, Jiyar Swami Ramanuja, he went out. So that day, next day is the festival. That is why he was coming back very fast, like that. There on the bank of Kaveri river, he saw some children. There, if you go to the beach, the children are very fond of building castles with the sand. Right? So they built a temple with a wet sand. Beautiful, complete, exact replica of a Ranganath temple. Right? Ranganath temple. And then there they put a stick. They put a stick as Ranganath inside the altar. And they made some pots also with the sand, and they offered water in that, and then they offered, and then that is Kadam Sadam. So they offered and all that, and then Ramanuja, he was looking at them very wondering, and then they called, Jiyar, Jiyar. Yes, they already made. They are doing drama. So there is one Brahmana, one boy acting as a Brahmana who is calling out Jiyar, Jiyar. And then another boy, he is dressed as Ramanuja. Then he would come and take that first prasad. Like that. So when they called Jiyar, Jiyar, this Jiyar Swami became so impressed, Ramanuja, that he came and then he put his hand in the front. That boy was surprised. Itna bada hand? Then he said, you called Jiyar, Jiyar, I am the real Jiyar, give it to me. Then that boy very innocently gave. And then that water, that is Kadam Sadam. He drank, he took that. The disciples were surprised, Guruji, what is it? Right? Then he said, it's already, the festival is done. They have performed already this Tirupavadai festival. And they offered the Kadam Sadhan also. I saw Ranganath in that stick. Actually, Ranganath, that stick. I ate that Kadam Sadhan. Tomorrow there is no festival celebrated. Like that. So, Prasad ready? Stava Priya. Krishna is right. We can celebrate the Lord. It is so easy to worship the Lord. Only thing that you require is what do you require? Right? Faith in the scriptures. Right? Faith in the scriptures. Don't be a samshayatma. Okay? we'll finish it. So there is a Govinda restaurant they opened, very nice, high quality, this Bristow. Bristow. We just tasted a very heavenly, it's really very nice. So 9th is launch. So you can actually. So anybody has any questions? Those newcomers, please give your. Who is collecting the names and telephones? Huh? Yeah, he is Shivasagar Prabhu. Please give your names and telephone numbers, and then you will be added into our group. You will know the information. The prasadam is served in Vrindavan Hall, first floor, just one floor below. So those newcomers, please take them. Okay. Thank you very much for patiently hearing. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So let's thank His Grace Damodar by thanking Hare Krishna.